have a following and it just spread like slowly.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? By the time we hear about somebody that been rocking for like 3 years in their hometown.
I've always said, man, if I could make the same amount of money that I'm making right now at my job, doing hip hop,
shit full time,
I'd do it, but I can't.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not, the opportunity's not there. I'm not marketable.
See, man, I would often argue that, and I'm in the same exact position you are. You know that. You know
I beg different.
You know where I'm at. How long I've been there, but there's a reason that other people are making it. It's not just because they're lucky. There's a reason that a basketball player is on the court. And I know that he's good and he practiced, but there's other reasons. Like
I'm going to go ahead and step on that for a minute, because you don't necessarily have to be good to make it in hip-hop right now.
That may be the case, but what is good in hip-hop? If we're talking about good being something that sells, they are good.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Why
they are the professional.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. That is questionable. Couldn't agree more. But the fact
that's
that
a
they're...
matter of opinion, right?
Exactly.
It is.
You see what I'm saying?
And
but they're
something
selling.
That's backed up by sales.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Like,
so
that's all.
That's the biggest argument now. How much did you sell? You must not be good then.
Well,
but
to me,
not
you
true.
can't. You can't argue that. You know what I mean? Like, you have like.
It's like magic.
Yeah.
I'm a magician.
I think that there's a formula.
I turn 1 into 2.
I just think that I've never been taught that formula.
Right.
And I think that I don't understand that formula.
Right.
And speaking openly on the podcast, if anybody knows that formula, I will happily sit down with them for hours and try to understand that formula, because I've been trying for years and my head's pretty hard. It doesn't work. So those inquiries, please hit my email now.
Yes, please. Please.
Formulaic inquiries only. What is the formula?
Hey. Fucking going Ubats over here.
You're going where?
Ubats.
And it's to the coffin.
What do you think?
Huh?
What do you think?
Ubats. What do I think? I think that rap's horrible, and honestly, I think rap is horrible right now. I think hip hop.
Do you mean like commercial rap, or you mean just rap in general?
No, that's what I was saying. That's what I was about to say. I'm saying, like, I think rap in itself is horrible because of the content and what people are rapping about. But I think hip hop is thriving because also with the use of the internet, there's a lot of good shit that's out there that we can go and click on too as well.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
there's
saying?
good shit out there.
Yeah, so I feel like exactly. So what I'm saying is, it's like, as far as finding good hip hop, it's only a click away. Finding good hip hop is only a click away, but finding good rap or a good rapper, it's definitely a task. You know what I mean?
Or a good
But
producer.
I don't know. I say it's better.
You got a kid that didn't start paying attention to music until he was hearing Lil Jon. So,
Right. It's a different
he was
influence.
a kid, so he was exposed to something different.
Is that the case though? But the same little kid was exposed to Vanilla Ice, and then was exposed to KRS-One after he watched VH1 or MTV. Fuck it. You see what I'm saying? Like
that had already existed though.
But that's my point. You can't look at the fact because some kid likes the fact that this guy's dancing. That draws him to hip hop. Like, that draws him to the culture. If he decides to only stay at the surface, like, you can't get mad at that type of person that only wants to look at the surface.
Yeah. No.
Like, that's what I want. Like, I'm as much as I love to dig and whatever. Like, if somebody doesn't like that aspect of whatever, like, cool. Like, if you only like the hip hop that's at the surface,
it's your
like,
loss.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that may be what you like, and you may not want to spend the time. It's like, I don't disrespect country.
Yeah.
But I don't listen to it.
Right.
You know why? Because what I've heard is the surface. I don't want to dig below the surface because I'm digging below the surface of jazz and soul.
Right.
And there's enough down there
And
that I can
everything
keep
else. Yeah.
going. You know what I mean?
It's an amazing amount
So it's
that
like-
you don't even know about.
We get so wrapped up in our world of hip hop being we should only do this when
Right.
it's like
Guilty.
some kid. Remember, Jay Electronica wasn't always there.
Yeah.
Like, there's gonna be more of them. There's gonna be somebody like us that blows up. You see what I'm saying? That gets more put in the face. That's my only point.
Yeah, I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a minute because I agree on what all three of y'all were saying. But take it from this perspective. Like, take it from a sport perspective. Like, every little kid out there that you see that likes a certain type of sport knows about the ones who laid down the foundation before it. And I always often ask myself, why isn't hip hop the same way?
Right.
Like, every little kid right now, might have been born in 2000, but because he loves basketball so much, he knows who Jordan Pippen is. You know what I'm saying?
Does every little kid know who wrote?
But I'm speaking from the aspect of a kid who wants to get involved in hip hop and say he a rapper. That's what I'm saying.
No, I get it. Okay,
That's
the
so,
same kid who wants to get involved in acting may not know the name of the writer who did Dorothy or The Wizard of Oz.
right.
Does that mean he's going to be less passionate than the person who does because
Not
he is
necessarily.
ignorant to the fact?
No,
like,
not
we can't be mad
necessarily.
at the fact that
I guess the issue for me are the ones who are quick to talk shit about the older rappers and not even know that the ones that speak adamantly and be like, well, I don't listen to those old motherfuckers, but why? And can't tell you why they don't.
Right.
That's my problem. It's not a
Right,
question
that's
of
your
your
ignorance, though. That's
of
not-
versus or young versus older. Me even shitting on young rappers because I ain't really doing that. What I'm saying is that's why, as a hip hop enthusiast, as a person that grew up on hip hop and loves
you
hip
know why
hop,
you're seeing that.
I don't understand. I'm trying
because
to.
it pisses you off. That's why you're shown that.
Well, yes and no, because it's like I want to tell these guys, you know what? If you go back and do your homework, you'd probably sound a whole hell of a lot better than how you sound, or you would actually learn cadence, or you would learn
He's
bar
got a little
structure.
bit of a point there.
If
Sam,
you go
'cause-
back,
But
it's
in
just
the
like
same-
me
but
saying,
it's still opinions.
yeah, it's
So-
still opinions, but it's
It
just like
may
me
be
saying I want to be a
opinions.
good painter, but it's like I don't want to watch
15
Bob
years
Ross.
ago,
Or
we
I don't
wouldn't
want to know
have
about
looked at a
Basquiat.
YouTube, or
Yeah.
15 years before that, we wouldn't have looked at a phone on a YouTube video and
Right.
discussed this kid and how he's working. We would discuss the kid that was in our circle that we
Right.
saw that came to the venue, and we'd say, hey man, that's just fucking whack. You don't
Yeah.
work like that. That's not how it works. This is how it works. You see what I'm saying? You give perception, you give enlightenment, you'd show them the truth, the culture.
Now you get likes.
If you're only
yeah,
shown the
right.
culture from afar, or
Right.
what people consider the culture nowadays from afar, and you don't ever meet a Fuzz or you don't ever meet an Eddie, does that mean that they have the same understanding that I would? You see what I'm saying?
I don't know, because Joey Badass is a perfect example of a young kid who went back and learned.
That's a perfect example of someone who went back and learned. How many people can you say do that about many things, though? Like, you can't look at it
I don't know.
hip hop and say that how come it's not run the right way? Nothing in the world's run the right way.
No, I
You
don't
see
mean
what
I'm not
saying?
looking.
Like,
yeah.
you-
And,
like,
yeah.
it
I don't
doesn't
want to
matter.
sound like
Like it doesn't matter where you
and
go.
I don't want to sound like a
Back that up.
disgruntled old man either,
It's
because
ran
I'm
the
not
right way.
playing that perspective at all.
Because it's ran on business.
It's definitely
not
ran on
anything
business.
else. It's
Right.
not ran on integrity. It's not ran on how
But-
good the music is. It's ran on dollars and cents.
Right.
and it always
And
has
whatever's
been.
popping,
Right.
is
That's
popping.
yeah.
Whatever's selling is popping.
But he's
Right
right
now,
though. It always has been.
That
Yeah,
mobile
But
rap.
because of the internet, we
It's
see
still-
it more.
But what was popular and what was selling,
At the beginning, it
and there
was.
was a time where it was
The
really
original.
good.
Yeah.
Like in most people's opinions, the popular opinion and the underground opinion.
I don't know how it
Yeah, but
switched.
that was even the rock and roll. Like,
Right.
I'm not a
It
rock
happens in
fan.
every
but
genre.
You can listen to Pearl Jam.
You-
You could listen to Red Hot Chili
Or
Peppers.
Soundgarden or
You
something.
talk to your
Exactly.
average
It was-
50-year-old from the South that listened to country music, Dolly Parton, Kenny Rogers, they say that the country today is crap. It's just like the same thing. A young kid that started
Right.
with whoever, I don't know, Blake Shelton or whatever, which is terrible. But
So here's the question:
by anybody's
do you
opinion,
think
but he
that
probably
has-
loves it. You know,
But it's a lot of
I would-
But
shortcuts.
see, that's what separates rap dudes from us. Because see, that 19-year-old kid will go back and play Zeppelin and go back and play Rush and go back and kind of, and I don't necessarily mean pay homage, but will be like, okay, I want to see.
That's
now,
the
nobody's
rock
fault
kids
for
you
that,
know.
Huh?
That's the rock kids you know.
I mean,
Google who's
actually
good at rock. Go Google them. They're gonna be the same young assholes. You know why? Because it's the fucking youth of nowadays. It's just like if you know somebody personable, you can put insight on that life. You see what I'm saying? If you see an asshole online, that's all you can think of that person is an asshole. There's no way to reflect fuzz into that being. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
There's
understand
no way
that,
to even comprehend the fact of making a change. It's just
who's spending the most money on music anyway? I guarantee
that's even hard to say.
It's
Like probably fucking
16,
kids, right?
16 to 25.
Right?
Yeah, I guarantee it's
To 30 maybe. Yeah.
That's why no young kid owes a old school rapper anything really.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not saying
You know what
that,
I mean?
bro. And see, that's why I don't want the conversation. I agree where you coming
but
from.
now it's a larger demographic now.
Right.
The
Now
internet.
for the first time you got 40-something year
Yeah,
olds
that's what
that
George,
grew up
that's
on.
they be saying. Like, hey man,
So-
I grew up on you. When you in the next show,
So it's an avenue for
then
stuff
grown,
like
I can come see.
it's an avenue for an album like the one I'm releasing. Well, it's a
When,
grown
where?
man talking about
And what's
grown
that
man
called?
What is that? What's that called?
Yeah,
Where's it gonna be at? Where's it dropping?
shit. Lessons.
Lessons.
Yeah, that'll definitely be. We going for like April. We shooting for an April release, but it's basically dedicated to my son Mason Shots. About raising a boy in this world. You know what I mean? So I'm giving advice from how I know it. You know what I mean? What I learned in my life,
Right.
I'm gonna teach him. Now, whether I learned a certain way or not, that's
all you know.
That's what I know. I'm gonna teach it.
Right.
So he might come and be like, okay, I found a better way to do that, but at least he has a starting point.
Right.
So you talking about a grown man talking about grown man shit, and it's an avenue for it now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all
yeah.
want to hear about it? You know what I'm saying? I got a foreplay song where I'm talking about having the kids put to bed
Right.
and the dishes washed. That's that grown people foreplay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The woman,
Yeah.
when your woman
And
would
it's
do
talking about-
anything, she come
Yeah.
home and everything taken care
Everything
of.
already taken care of. You
Oh,
like,
by the way, I
yeah.
paid your phone bill today. She might just drop on her knees right there. You know what I'm saying?
Phone bill foreplay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like that. Oh, Bill Foreplay.
Dishes washed, everything.
Hey, we need
you know
to
what
go
I'm
ahead
saying?
and get a
little glass of wine beside the bathtub with some warm water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Romantic
kids having
is
a
an
sleepover
idea.
somewhere,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
that's
saying?
it.
They gone, the clothes folded and put up.
My wife told me that one time. She said, you're not that romantic. And I was like, well, I washed the dishes last night. She's like, I do like that. I mean, that's another way of being romantic. in my opinion.
Just an example.
True,
you know what
I'm not a
true.
traditional romantic.
It's just an example, though. You know what I mean?
True,
Like,
that's true.
You'd be
it's an
surprised what a
avenue for
woman
this kind of
appreciates.
talk for somebody to talk about raising somebody. You know what I'm saying? It is gonna be some young people. It's also the whole demographic. I mean, worldwide. Just like y'all was talking about Wu-Tang. The whole generation that grew up in Wu-Tang overseas or whatever.
Right.
They want. Sometimes you want to hear growth.
Yeah.
I felt like I grew up with Outkast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Their
Yeah.
music changed as they got older.
Yeah.
What I don't want to hear is the same album from a 40-year-old that I heard when he was 20.
Yeah.
That's
I definitely
some
agree on
shit.
that.
That's what I don't want to hear.
That's what I definitely don't.
You
want.
trying too hard.
That's
You
a
shot.
trying to grab somebody you don't need to grab though. Like we still listen already. You know what I'm saying? Even though this demographic, they trying to figure out how to get us to buy more records. And that's what them Spotify's and that title is grabbing it. Like and people grabbing title first thing because Jay-Z was associated with it. So he already, just from that, getting a certain demographic because he started rapping in the 90s.
Right.
So now people that didn't even have none of that stuff, no Spotify, none of that, they thinking, well,
They got a title
I can get
because
that
they
title.
fuck with
though.
Jay.
So now you got somebody that don't buy albums now. Now you got them. Now they buy albums. So they right in the same category with a 16-year-old, and you know what I mean. Boom, got him.